Hey there, Corcadettes.
Hey guys.
We hope that wherever you are viewing this video from, that you are safe, that you are well, that you are washing your hands, that you are home, that you are social distancing, that you are being a good neighbor, that you are being a good member of your community. Just do it so we can all recover from this crazy, crazy world that we're in right now. So listen, we want to talk to you for a minute about Corcadettes. We understand and we know that even in the best of times, Corcadettes it's not always easy to complete the program. 5 years is a really long time. The tests aren't always easy. Trying to get to your core to make it for the class isn't always easy. And so even when the world is going perfectly, it's not an easy thing to do, much less when a catastrophe like this comes in and really just kind of wipes out the way that we do everything. But it was important to us and to our team that your discipleship not stop during this pandemic.
Right.
The reality is, though, we want to acknowledge that your core officers and your youth leaders have been doing a phenomenal job at reaching out to you, at figuring out how to stay engaged with you, even when you can't be together in person.
Right.
So we did not want to kind of come in and take things over, but we wanted to just offer something that might help them out a little bit. And so what we're doing each week is somebody in the youth department will film a short video that will just kind of help supplement the classes and stuff that you're already doing, the gatherings that you're doing online, just to maybe offer a little bit of insight into what you're going to be learning about that week. So that being said, with that in mind, we want to talk to you a little bit about the April lesson, which is about worldview. Crazily enough, worldview is the way that you view the world.
Amazing.
Ta-da! It should be real short lesson. All right. But again, it's the way that we view the world. What we take in, our personal experiences, our hopes, our dreams, all of those things provide kind of a lens through which we view the world. And so we want to talk a little bit this week about how, or not just this week, it's going to be the whole month, about how we view the world through a biblical lens. That's really important, that the Bible helps to shape the lens through which we view the world.
It may be amazing to you, it may be shocking, but you know that not everybody sees the world the same way you do. That worldviews can be individualized. Like, for example, people see color differently. Do you remember when we had the whole black and blue dress and the whole gold and white dress? We both saw gold and white every single time. Do you remember when we had the sneaker where it was either pink or turquoise? We saw pink every single time. People don't even hear the same, which was amazing to me. When the whole Laurel and Yanni, that was a few years ago that we had that. But I hear the word Laurel every single time, and I don't know how in the world other people...
They're definitely saying Yanni.
Can hear anything different. But in the same way that people have a different worldview, there's an amazing stat that we heard that said 1 out of every 5 teenagers looks at the world through the lens of the Bible. What they're saying is 1 out of every 5 teenagers says by reading the Bible, that shapes the way that they see the rest of the world.
That's very concerning to us, that statistic, because we believe that when we have a biblical worldview, that helps us to see the world in the way that God sees it, in the way that He intended us to see it. And we believe that when we have a biblical worldview, that it teaches us a little bit about God's heart, and that begins to shape the way that we treat people, that we treat creation, the way that our actions, our decisions, all of those things are shaped by the Bible. And so we kind of want to reinforce that with this lesson this month, that how important it is that the Bible be the lens through which we view the world.
Real talk for a moment, guys. Do you know that what you allow into your life shapes your worldview? For example, ladies, you're on Instagram, you follow the models, the fitness trainers, the makeup tutorials. And when you watch that so much, it begins to shape the way that you see the world. So that perhaps when you look in the mirror, you no longer see how beautiful you are, but you allow those lenses to shape the way that you look at yourself in the mirror, so that you begin to value your appearance over what the heart looks like. Guys, pornography, if you watch pornography at all, that begins to shape the way that you see not only women, who in pornography can be used and tossed aside, but it begins to shape the way that you have relationships with other people.
You know, the Bible has a lot to say about why a biblical worldview is important, or about God's heart, and how that shapes the way that we look at things. And there's a verse in Psalm 119 in the Message version, it's Psalm 119, starting at about verse 9. And it says, "How can a young person live a clean life? By carefully reading the map of your word. I'm single-minded in pursuit of you. Don't let me miss the road signs that you've posted." And you know, in the same way that you're spending so much time in those things that can harm our minds or change the way that we see the world, that's why we emphasize so much, your core officers and your youth leaders emphasize so much how important it is for you to spend time in the Bible. It's not just so that you can know how many disciples there were, or who Moses is, or so that you can memorize John 3:16. All those things are good and they're valuable, but the whole point of it is so that we understand more about God, and we begin to see the world in the way that He intends us to see it, in the way that He intended it to be.
A quick illustration as we get ready to close this video. You have been watching us through the lens of a camera on a phone. You're watching us through a lens of a computer screen or a TV in your room right now, or even on your phone.
So what we have here is just a little piece of saran wrap. And it's clear. I can still read the Bible through it. I can still see Captain Matt through it. You know, you wouldn't think that with it being so transparent that it would really distort anything all that much. But when you hold it to the lens, you can see that even though it's clear, it does distort a little bit the picture. I mean, you can see the difference between Captain Matt and me. And in the same way, when we allow things, the things of the world, or the things that even things that seem innocent, that seem like they wouldn't bother us, when those things take over the lens that God created us to use, it distorts things and it begins to change things. Sometimes in small ways, in ways that we may not seem like a big deal until you compare it to what God actually created for you, what He actually intended for you to see. And that's why this month it's going to be so important for you to really hone in and kind of really take in what this lesson is trying to say to you about why a biblical worldview is so important. You know, this first week of the month is going to be B. You may not know this, but the letters in bold, Core Cadet program, all stand for something, and the B in bold stands for Bible. And so this week you're going to be meeting with your other Core Cadets in your brigade and learning about what the Bible has to say about who God is, and about why we can trust the Bible and why the Bible can shape how we see the world. So we hope that you have a good time joining in together with your friends, with fellow Core Cadets, and that you can really learn a little bit together. So just know that we love you and that we're praying for you.
We are.
And we really hope to see you through something other than a camera really, really soon.
Bye, guys. Well, we done?
I think we're done.